Hey guys, what's going on? Tech Center here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a couple graphics cards that I am deciding on what graphics card I should buy based on them, because I'm using a GTX NVIDIA 710 right now. It's super old graphics card. It works for Minecraft and just basic games, but a lot of the games that I want to play that require more beef in the graphics card, I can't play, and that's actually a lot of games. Surprisingly, it can run like Minecraft decently, but if I'm trying to record and run Minecraft, the Minecraft gets a little stuttered, so like you can't. It's harder to play, I guess. CPU does most of the recording, but I still want to get a better GPU because I can't do a lot of things that I want to do. So open up this Chrome tab. I have a bunch of tabs, and these are all graphics cards that I was deciding on buying. So initially, I wanted to go with the 1660 Super because it run VR, and because I was getting the Oculus Rift S, or I'm going to be getting it eventually. I wanted to buy a graphics card that could definitely handle it. I could have went with a cheaper graphics card like a 1050 Ti, not for $400, but I could have went with a 1050 Ti that wouldn't have ran VR well. Actually, I don't even think it can run it at all, but it would still work for what I wanted to do. I mean, I was definitely gonna go with at least a 1080, and some 1080s can run VR, so I could have went with that. But I was just saying 1660 Super because it's a great card, and it does everything phenomenally or quite well. So initially, I was gonna go with the 1660 Super because I found a bunch of great reviews on it. I wanted to buy it because it was a good card. It was in the 250 range, as you can see here on eBay. I was gonna no 1660 on CDW. I okay well, the 1660 Super is supposed to be around the 250 $270 price point range, and it was gonna work just fine for me. But I could not find the 1660 Super anywhere, and also I did more research and I found out that the 1660 Super is gonna last us maybe another 3 years before certain games uh require too much beef and it won't be able to run. Also, the 1660 Super isn't a brand new card. I think it's like 2 or 3 years old. So it would still run just fine, but I wanted to see if I could get a better graphics card for a little bit more or even around the same price point. And I found that the 3060 is a lot better buy and it's around the same price point. So this is 329, and the other one that if the 1660 Super that I found was 270, so $50 more for a brand new graphics card to me was 100% worth it. I could have went with the 3060 Ti, but that 3060 Ti is $400, and I did not want to spend that much money. It's like, oh, but it's only $70 more. That $70 is actually a lot of money. $300 and $400 is a good price point. I mean, like a good difference in price, and I was already spending more than initially, like $70 extra. So I didn't want to be spending a $200 extra for graphics card that I don't think I would have used to its full capability. If like Fortnite, it's gonna run fine. A lot of games on here are gonna run amazingly, at least 60 FPS, maybe even more depending on the settings. But I think that this 3060 is gonna be a great buy. I on my monitors I am currently using. Let's see, based on here, can I see this image? Yeah, I'm using a DVI. Yep, I'm using DVI and HDMI. But my monitor that I just got is compatible with HDMI. But on here, never mind. Yeah, there's only one HDMI slot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a display port to HDMI, and it will run the monitor fine. It probably not gonna run to its full capability, or it might run to its full capability. I don't know because it's not native, so it's not going display port to display port, HDMI to HDMI. But it would work, and it does just fine for me. For me, because I'm not playing that many competitive games so much, I don't really care about like 240 FPS, no, 240 hertz monitors, one super high frame rates, everything. I play a game because it's fun to me. I do get competitive sometimes, but that is when it's based on my skill, not the monitor and the graphics card. So yeah. So let me tell you guys some things about the graphics card that is a deciding factor for me. So for me, I want to be able to play AAA games, which are like COD, CS:GO, Fortnite. I did want to be able to play War of Thunder, which is a great game. I'll leave the link in the description down below. I do play it on my laptop, but I can't record it and play it. So that's besides the point. But I wanted to be able to play a bunch of games on decently frame. I wanted to play at decent settings, like even medium high if I can. 60 frames per second at least, or 60 FPS as a lot of people know it. And I just wanted to be able to do that. I want to be able to run VR, which was a huge deciding factor because a lot of graphics cards that are in the lower price range can't run VR. I know a decent amount can, but some cannot. But yeah, and I wanted to make sure that the graphics card would last me at least 3 years and still be able to run all of those games at AAA, medium, or all the newer AAA games, including the ones from next year. People are Games are gonna constantly come out, and I want to be able to play them if I can. So that's why I didn't want to go with a too old graphics card because I don't think I would be able to play like 2 years from now AAA games at medium settings. I don't exactly know. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. I don't know what the games are going to be requiring. I don't know if they're going to require a 3070 3080 to run. Hopefully they don't, because I don't think any game creator is going to make it have that, but who knows? A couple years from now, this 3060 isn't going to be the highest end card. Nvidia's going to make more cards, Radeon's going to make more cards, and there's just going to be a bunch more cards that come out, and it just depends. But if I were to go with the 1660, then I might be able to get another 2 years in, like, instead of this 3060 that can maybe last me 4 or 5 years. I don't know if the graphics card is gonna run for that 5 years if I use it a lot, but it's still a better chance than buying a 1660 because it's better. It's a newer card. Newer does not always mean better. If you were to buy a 2080 Super last year or whenever they came out, I'm not gonna recommend upgrading to a 3060. The 2080s work perfectly well. Same price point. I was gonna say even a little bit more expensive, maybe. I don't exactly know, but I'm not gonna recommend upgrading. If you have a old graphics card like a 1080 or like even older, I'm gonna definitely recommend upgrading. You're most likely gonna see a huge jump in performance if your PC can handle it. If you have an i3 or a Ryzen 3 and you have a 3060, you're going to be capping the 3060, I think, because that CPU isn't the best compatibility with your graphics card, because the 3060 is a great graphics card. I have an i7 with the Nvidia GTX 710 or whatever the 710 is from Nvidia. I'm capping the CPU because the i7 is a great CPU, and the GT 710 it runs, but not a great graphics card. So that's why I wanted to buy a new graphics card. So now I'm gonna go into more specific detail about the graphics cards that I've looked at and if I can even buy them or not. And yeah, so I found a 3060 and it was 329. Or all the graphics cards that I'm showing you are 329, and they were all great prices. It's 329 to around 270, $50 more. I'll put in that extra $50 when I'm buying. It's not that much more, but I definitely wanted a 3060. See right here, the 3060 Ti is $400, and I didn't want to go with that because it's a decent amount more money. It's like $150 with tax more than my initial price point, so I didn't want to do that. Definitely wasn't gonna go for 3080 because I'm not gonna use it. I don't think I would use the 3080 to its full capability. I mean, I could put everything on high maximum and use it, but $700 is a good amount of money for a graphics card. So, actually, can I compare this? Yes, I can. Let me. So on GeForce's website in the video, I hit those two compare. I was comparing these, and I'm just comparing a bunch of 3060s. So let's hit compare, and yeah, see what's the difference. So got 1.4 gigahertz, 1320 megahertz boost clock. Only two of them say it. See this one, oh that's the 3060 Ti. Okay, so I'm comparing. This is 8 gigabytes of GPU VRAM, and then these are 12. I don't know if these are 100% accurate with that 12. It could be accurate, I don't know. But the 3060 Ti definitely does run faster on its cores, so that's why it's better. But I wouldn't use that. Okay, so let's see other stuff. So I'm gonna continue talking about these graphics cards, and so we have 8 gigs on the 3060 Ti, but 12 gigs on the 3060s. I'm gonna explain the difference in that. So the 3060 Ti has less VRAM or GPU memory size, but they run at a faster speed. The 3060s have more, but they run at a slower speed. And that's why the 3060 Ti is more expensive than the 3060s. So I did choose to compare all these. So these were all 329 different different exacts, and then or different companies. Yeah, Gigabyte, Zotac, and Asus, different companies. And then this is just the 3060 Ti. I like the look on the 3060 Ti because of that silver. It looks super, super nice. But I care more about performance than looks. So as you can see, pretty much the same look. Same. The 3080s, when they start looking different, you get the X cross like here. So this you have they meet at a point and it's a cross. On this you have like a longer point in the middle. As this, it's a straight triangle. This isn't. These aren't triangles. And this does not need. This needs a lot more power than this thing. So, yeah, I am 100% going with the 3060 now. Whenever they come back in stock. So, if you click on check availability, you can look at different stores. So, Newegg, when I clicked on it, it's definitely out of stock. I'm going to be doing I'm gonna setting up an alert for this so I can get this as soon as possible. Then I went on here, that's also out of stock. I'm gonna be doing auto notify because I want to get a 3060 as soon as possible so I can start uploading high quality games for you guys. But yeah, so continuing, I'm setting up. Actually, I'm gonna click on auto notify. Once I do that part, then I did this 3060, got some RGB, looks nice. Small does not mean bad. This was 12 gigs, so this was also still great card, but out of stock, not available. And I was still gonna definitely go with this one, so yeah. I'm just gonna keep setting up alerts, checking this like every day, I guess. I'm gonna ask my friends to check this for me, and they like helping, and they don't mind helping. So if they ever look for something and they tell me, it like they call me up, I'll buy one as soon as possible. So then we found this 30. I found this 3060 also out of stock. I do like how this looks. It looks like a good card, or 3060s are a good card, but it looks nice, and if I can get it to perform well, same price and look nice, I'll do that. I just rhymed a little. Hey. So it's a good card. Has one HDMI, 3 display ports. Definitely gonna change that display port or just get a new monitor, depending. but it's a good card, and it will definitely fit in my case because I got a big case. And if not, I will get a vertical GPU mount, and my case does not support that. At least I don't think so. So I'll figure that out. But yeah, so it's a second gen ray tracing. Okay, well, it's a good card. All the 3060s are good cards. So when I looked at 1660 Super, it was 250. Moving on, we got this Eagle one. Got some nice piping there, or cooling. It looks good. Two fans. It's definitely. I'm gonna say this is more square. If you have like a fully squared off case, this will definitely look better. Or if you're going with like that theme, but I think this looks better because you have that nice angle. What are those on the front? I know they look like pins. Yeah, those are pins. I'm quite sure. Are they not? These guys, don't you tell me those don't look like right there. They don't look like pins. It's a little hard for you guys to see, but those look like pins. Maybe just me seeing something in the image. But moving on, this looks like a better card. So I'm gonna line these in order from looks. This, I'm gonna say, looks definitely. Yeah, I like this one better for my build anyway. This is gonna look a lot. This looks better. This looks better. So this is the worst looking for my build. Then this one. Then this RGB one. I mean, it's small. It doesn't look bad, but still, I like a bigger card if I can get it for same price. I just like how they look. That's same as these two. Then we have this Zotac one. This Zotac one looks amazing. These two both look fantastic, so I was definitely gonna go with those. And now I'm gonna be showing you guys on Amazon because that's where a lot of you guys go. If you're not so much involved in tech, you just want a graphics card. And yeah, so because of the silicon shortage, the GPU manufacturers can't make the chipset manufacturers for these GPUs can't make the chips, or they can make them, but to buy silicon is more expensive, so that's why they charge more on the cards. Amazon jacked up the prices on all the cards, so for a 1080 you're buying the price of like, no, just don't buy right now, guys. Don't buy a GPU unless you're buying it like this. If they say out of stock and they're listing for like $329 for a 3060, that's a reasonable price. But do not buy a $500 1660 Super. You can buy a way better card for $500. And yeah, so 8 gigs for 1080. Don't know if this actually directly has it. People list them and just say over stuff if people don't research, but people say it's not bad. All the cards are unavailable because everyone bought them. And also, a lot of people are pre-ordering because you can't buy a graphics card. It's just such a big shortage. So, when I look up graphics cards, actually, how long was this? Okay, so I looked up graphics cards, and because I was doing VR, I wanted a specific one, but now I don't care as much. So this is the card I'm using, the X612. It works. It's not a bad card. If you're using this for Google School, GT 710 is gonna work perfectly. You don't need anything more. I mean, like, I recommend getting something more, but you don't need anything more. So this 1050 Ti is not worth $400. I'm gonna be buying a 3060 for that much, or actually no, cheaper. I could buy a 3060 Ti for that much, and it will definitely be a lot better. So if you're planning on buying this, go buy the 3060 Ti, please. Do not buy this. 1050 Ti, if it's, I'm gonna say $150 max, buy it. Anything else more, don't. 126 for P400. This isn't a bad graphics card. It works. I do have one. I don't use it, but it definitely works. It's not bad, but I don't recommend getting it because no monitor that I know of has direct compatibility, so you have to get like an adapter, and every adapter adds that little bit of latency. And if you're planning on playing some like AAA game or you're gonna be competitive, don't buy it. You have this this GT710. It looks better. Definitely looks nice. Okay, it looks a little weird because as smaller, like this has all these pins for power. This has two. Doesn't look like that belongs, but who knows? So an RX 5, do not buy this for $1,000. If you're gonna buy $1,000, go buy the 3090. Just go straight up and just buy the 3090. Don't spend $1,000 on this. Then you have the 730, performs a little better than the 710, not much. You see, if this one actually works, I don't know, but I would not. This isn't bad. This sort of looks like a scam to me. I don't think they're selling it for $80 if you're selling a 730 for that for cheap, more expensive. So if you guys see about this, don't buy it, and that's why there's no reviews. But who knows? If it works, then I would recommend buying it. But I don't recommend because you don't know. So this 1050 Ti 329 still more expensive because I'm buying the 3060 for that much. So no, you can definitely get it, but I don't recommend. And the reason why they're charging so much is because it's a shortage. Amazon has so many. If they know they jack up the price, people are still gonna buy it because people are impatient, and you want your graphics card when you want it, and also you want it to work. You want to be able to play the newest games, so people buy it. 1660 Super, like I'm saying here, $700. Go here. 3070, 539 cheaper. Go over here, 3080, also $700. Way better than the 1660 Super. If I had $700 to spend on a graphics card, I'm 100% going with this thing. 3080 is I can't even describe it. It's a fantastic graphics card. Like if you can buy a 3080, go with it. Don't buy the 3090. You don't need. If you're a gamer, do not buy the 3090. You're not gonna use it. Just don't. If you're gonna be using the 3090, you're probably doing some intense graphics work, and you still don't even need that. That 3090 is an overkill card for the average, for almost anyone, unless you're doing like a specific job that you know you need 24 gigs of VRAM. So here, let me just tell you the rule. If you don't know what you're buying and you don't know if you need the 3090 or not, you definitely don't need to buy that 3090. Unless you know you need that 3090, don't buy it. I'm gonna recommend the 3080 at max. Some people are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm balling, I got the money." Don't buy it. No point. If you have $1,500 to spend on a graphics card and you don't care like how much it is, do not buy a 3090. Go buy like a Quadro or something. Nvidia Quadro, I think that's what it's called. Go buy some insane 48 gig thing. If you don't care how much money you're spending, go buy like some insane RTX 8000 Nvidia Quadro. This thing, no game uses 48 gigs of VRAM. It just doesn't happen. But if you got that much money to spend and you don't care how much it costs to go buy something insane, this is overkill for almost everyone. They definitely make them because they're for workstations. You can definitely use it, but I don't recommend buying this. As I was saying, I recommend buying 3080 or below, depending on what you're doing. But for gamers, 3080 is the best that you want. 3090, who cares? Not much difference. For gamers anyway. For certain people, 3090, a big difference. So I'm going to go back to my graphics card. So I'm definitely going to be buying a 3060. However, whenever they come available, I'm just going to hit buy. But yeah, so, and I'm going to be explaining, which I already did in the beginning, but if you guys skipped the beginning part because of the intro, I'm going to say it again here. I'm buying a 3060 because it's a great card. It's gives me it's future proof because it's the 30 series. instead of me buying a 1660 Super, which is, I'm going to say for me, last 3 years whenever I buy it, 3060 in comparison or relative to the 1660 Super should last me 6. I don't know if some great game's going to come out and then you need to buy a new graphics card, but in comparison to the 1660 Super, the 3060 is going to definitely last me a decent amount longer because it's a brand new card, better specs, better everything. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here, guys. And if you guys want me to review a certain product, let me know down below. And I will see if I can get my hands on it. If not, I will go online and review it from there. Well, other than that, peace out.